Welcome to Low-Key PD. In this tutorial, we're going to explore the version history of Google Slides. So if I go to File, and I go about 3/4 of the way down, and I hover over Version History, I have two options. I can either name the current version, or I can see the version history. Now, a lot of people have heard of version history, and a lot of people understand that to just mean, well, I can see different versions after edits. But notice this option here, name current version. The way this actually works is, if I go to see version history, every version of this slide deck I could give a name to. In fact, I named the current version new version, and another version from earlier this year old version. And once I name a version, I have permanent access to that version no matter what other changes I make. So if I have similar slide decks, and there's minor differences between them, but they are going to be different, rather than make multiple copies of the same slide deck, I can have one version that I want, name it, make a few adjustments so that it's another version that I want, name that appropriately as well, and then I'll always have access to those from that same slide deck. I don't have to worry about which copy I have, naming it in some way that I know what's going on. And while I'm in this version history, I can actually look at only those versions which I have bothered to name, which for the most part would just be the versions that are final versions for different contexts and classes that you may have. So this would be a little useful here to only look at the named versions. So in order to name a version, just click on the little snowman menu, and you can rename it. You can remove the name, and it'll just go back to, I believe, like the time and date that it was saved as this version. But it's actually a lot more handy than just being able to see what happened over the history of this document. You can actually go back and revert to those different versions or name them and have access to all of them without making multiple copies of the same file.